I see so many business owners walk away from their businesses. And it's not because they're not talented. It's not because they just can't operate their business. It is truly because they don't have the proper systems and processes in place to protect them. My goal anytime I'm working with clients is to streamline those day-to-day operations for that business owner so that they can lead their teams with ease while ensuring that they also provide a high-quality, seamless experience for both their internal teams and their clients.
Working professionals, creators, entrepreneurs, I need y'all to tap in. Listen, if you're tired of fighting distractions at home or bouncing around from coffee shop to coffee shop, then Bamboo has exactly what you need to be able to lock in and get your work done. In addition to having flexible meeting rooms and event space, they've got a community that actually supports you while you're in the building. So if you're ready to lock in some space right now, guess what? I got you. If you head over to bamboocowork.com right now and use the promo code BlackFriday20, you'll get 20% off any of your rental bookings. Don't waste any more time. Head over to bamboocowork.com and take care of that. Use that promo code. I'll be seeing you at a Bamboo location sometime soon. Now, let's go ahead and get back into the episode. What up, though, Black Fridays family? Welcome back to another installment of Black Fridays podcast. Before we get into today's episode, I need you to hit that like button, subscribe, drop a comment, and make sure that you send the video to family, friends, and loved ones so that we can keep this thing going. Now that we got that business out of the way, got a very special guest in the building today, somebody that is going to help you get your business in order. I got Miss Saisha of SEI Management today. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Denzel?
I'm doing pretty well. Thank you for pulling up on us on the Black Fridays podcast.
Yes. And thank you for having me. What up, Doe, Detroit?
What up, Doe? And that is from what do you call yourselves in Ann Arbor? Ann Arborites?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. We actually don't.
I never heard nobody use that term while I was up there.
Neither. We actually don't have a term. I think the only thing, so there's Ann Arbor, or some people may say like Ace Deuce.
Ace Deuce, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. We don't have like.
No, and yeah.
I wish.
For sure. And so I definitely get into your Ann Arbor origin in a little bit, but would love to be able to talk to you first and get a firm understanding when it comes to you being a specialist in business operations, systems management. Could you explain to us, what does that mean when you talk about somebody's business, especially small business owners? What does operations mean? What does that look like? Because some people just doing business.
Yeah, that's a great question. When it comes to your operations, there's so much that it entails. That can be team management. You have your systems, you have your operations. So when we say operations, there's so much that comes with that term. It's like an umbrella term where it can focus on the team. It can focus on the client experience. So when I talk about how I am a operations and systems strategist, this is where I really work with founders of service-based businesses specifically to help them build the systems and operational structure that they need to grow without becoming the bottleneck. Because a lot of times when it comes to your operations, we're looking at, let's say, for example, the way people may respond to potential clients, to their current clients, how they're leading their team. All of that affects the overall experience that you provide to your clients. So as we focus on operations, the number one goal is to really ensure that you are putting proper systems and processes in place within your operations to support that experience. So, as we're talking about the operations, my goal anytime I'm working with clients is to streamline those day-to-day operations for that business owner so that they can lead their teams with ease while ensuring that they also provide a high-quality, seamless experience for both their internal teams and their clients. So that's your operations overall.
Absolutely. And how did you end up going down this path? Because as we were talking off camera, you had aspirations to be in broadcast journalism at a certain point in time. And then, you made that hard pivot. So how did we go from broadcast journalism, being in front of the camera, to being behind the scenes and helping people with their operations?
Yes, that is a great question. Honestly, how much time do we have? No, I'm kidding. It is definitely it's been a journey. So as I had shared with you, I pursued broadcast journalism in undergrad, and I loved it. I did. It was like I was just eating, sleeping, and breathing journalism. Everyone knew Saisha's going to be a journalist. My dad, he used to go around telling our family, yeah, like she's going to fly all over the world, and conduct interviews. I loved it so much. But as I was wrapping up my last year of undergrad, right before I studied abroad, I did a paid internship that really showed me what that experience was going to look like. And I honestly thought to myself, I was like, okay, as I was in Spain, I thought, don't want to do that forever. And how much am I getting paid? So make a long story short, when I came back, I really started to dive more into the back end of things and less into just broadcast journalism. And I went into PR. PR started to slowly move over to client care experience, where I helped a local business owner when I came back home lead their PR team and their client experience. So now we're slowly migrating into, yes, of course, leadership, but also that client care experience. And then I moved into corporate once I left there. And when I went into corporate, this is where I really focused on the overall experience again. So it was less about just PR. So I was even doing, now that I think about it, I was doing work even within corporate. So I worked for Quicken Loans,
Okay.
Which is now Rocket Mortgage.
Yep.
And I did some work with them, training videos.
Mm-hmm.
So I did work that was similar to PR, but I was with the closing team. So
Mhm.
now, I am really diving into the mortgage industry and learning so much that I had never learned before. But at the same time, this is where, once again, I'm coming back to that client care experience, because anyone that's ever been a part of the Rocket Mortgage team, you know that is the North Star.
Mhm.
How can we serve our clients? And so I took that experience and to fast forward, because I was with them for almost 10 years.
Okay.
And it was my last 2 years of being with Rocket Mortgage. God, and I loved working for Rocket Mortgage. I really did. Like the culture, everything was just amazing. I learned so much while I was working there that I still take with me to this day, especially when leading teams there. I really take a lot of that with me to today. But my last 2 years of working with them, I was wrapping up with grad school. And Denzel, as you know, you've been in grad school.
Mhm.
While you're working and pursuing grad school, when you're not doing one or the other full time, working full time, but part time for school, it was just taking a little bit longer than I had originally anticipated. So I asked my counselor, I was like, hey, how long are we talking? How much longer do I have to go? And she had mentioned, oh, yeah, just another 2 years. I don't have that time. Because now, fast forward to that time, that's when my husband and we wanted to start a family. And I just thought, okay, what can I do? And my husband, he had just wrapped up his PhD program. And he had been pursuing school full time. So he said, hey, you know what? This is your chance. You can go ahead and pursue your MBA full time. I was like, you know what? I'm going to give that some thought. So I did. And I did that. Excuse me. And as I was pursuing that, an opportunity came our way where my husband and we started working with the Detroit Land Bank Authority. So I had left corporate to finish grad school, and then we started working as project managers. That was the very first time someone that's coming from corporate, I have that corporate mindset, very systemized. I'm working with service providers one-on-one for the very first time. And they were so talented. I mean, so talented, so gifted. But I could tell a lot of them were operating with a broken leg. Their operations just weren't in place. And a lot of them were transparent with me. They would say how they, were missing emails, missing deadlines. And that stuck with me, those conversations that I had with them and just that overall experience. So fast forward again, I'm wrapping up with grad school, finishing the project that we have with the Detroit Land Bank Authority, and our daughter is coming any day. So I'm pregnant with her as well. And as I was graduating in May of 2022, she came in June 2022. And now looking at that
Talk about a
timeline,
graduation gift.
I know. I mean, now looking back, I'm like waddling across the stage. And, we just knew she was going to come any day. And so she came, and I thought to myself, now I'm done with school. We wrapped up this project. Our daughter is here. What do I want to do? And so as you had mentioned, yes, there's that experience with broadcast journalism. There's that corporate experience, the leadership experience. I thought, do I want to go back to corporate? You are looking at someone that always thought, just being like VP, there's not too many people that look like us in leadership. So I knew that was needed, especially in the corporate space. So that was always my aspiration once I even got like a taste of the corporate world. But things look different when you become a parent. And I thought, okay, how do I want to do this? I want to be present for our family, but I also want to continue. I'm fresh out of grad school. I want to take all this experience and continue to implement it somewhere. And so I did some research, and during that time, that's where I learned more about what I could do with my leadership experience. And I started learning about how I can support small businesses. And I came across Online Business Manager. Oh my gosh, this has my name written all over it. And I found an accreditation program. Now, I know you mentioned you love learning. This is someone that loves learning as well. Fresh out of grad school, I said, yep, okay, let's go ahead and start this
Sign me up,
accreditation.
yeah.
So it was a 6-month program that I went through. There was systems management, team management, operations management, launch management, like everything you needed to know, as you had asked earlier. What does operations consist of? We were learning it all in this program. And so, yes, I was taking that corporate experience, and the knowledge from grad school. But now, through this accreditation program, I was able to say, this is what I can specifically do in this online space for businesses, which is what a lot of businesses they need on the virtual side. So that's what I started to do. And I've been blessed to work with some amazing business owners. But that's the journey. That's how I ended up becoming an online business manager. So I tell everyone, it's like I went from grad school and then went directly to the accreditation program. And by January of 2023, I was ready to launch the business.
Yeah.
And here we are.
And with so 3 years in with SEI Management, could you tell us what services you provide, and then how are you able to service your customers?
Yeah, that's a great question. So one of the first services that I provide is a strategy session. And with a strategy session, this consists of a 90-minute session that I have with clients. And I go in prior to that session doing a complete deep dive of their business. So there's even a session planner that I send to them prior to that 90-minute session that we have with one another, and really understand their current workflows, their current operations. What systems do they have in place? Are there workflows that are set in place? Do they have tools? Is there a CRM present? Is there a project management tool? I'm going through the weeds of it all and really understanding the current state of their business and where those areas of opportunity are when it comes to their operations. So that's that strategy session where we have the opportunity to do that deep dive. The next step would be implementation. That's the next service that I provide. So we do all that work, and then implementation is where I take that action plan that was composed based on your 90-minute strategy session. Now we implement everything for it. So that's what I love too. I really, that's where you see the transformation for businesses. You really do. Of course, I've worked with some clients. It's very rare. I can't even name 2 clients that did just a strategy session. They went, I'm done. Okay. Majority of my clients, they have said, we've done that strategy session. Let's move into implementation. Just because once we do that deep dive, they really start to understand what that's going to entail to set all the systems and the processes in place. And they want an expert's eye to really guide them along that journey the entire way. So that's what I do for that second phase. And then if they want to move into the third phase, that is ongoing support. So as I had mentioned before, being an online business manager, when coming back from maternity leave. And as I was connecting with you, when we saw one another at Bamboo, maybe earlier this year.
Yeah.
But that's where I was moving from that online business manager into that specific systems and operations strategist because I want that opportunity to connect with even more businesses. For a long time, I have worked primarily as an online business manager. So as you can imagine, I have clients on retainer, and I'm working with a small number of business owners making great impact. But there's not a lot of businesses that I'm working with because I'm working with clients on retainer for a stretched period of time. And it's been wonderful. But while I was on maternity leave, I thought, you know what? What can I do to connect with even more business owners? And that's where I really started to shift more into being that systems and operations strategist to help them there as well.
Dope. Yeah. And so, of course, I got more questions for you, but now we're going to move into my favorite part of Black Fridays, which is Freestyle Fridays. So whenever you're ready, you can start rapping.
Oh, now you know I know the show very well. I am an avid listener, and I thought, you know what? I admire people when they come on here and they are able to spit some bars. And I'm not gonna pretend. My husband, he actually he could spit some bars, back in the day. So I thought to myself, I'm gonna make him proud. But I was just like, no. At the same time, no, that's not my thing.
Okay.
I'm not good at it.
Being an Ann Arbor native, what's something that you like or appreciate about the city of Detroit?
Oh my gosh. Oh, the people, the energy. My husband and I, so we lived in Detroit while I was working for Rocket Mortgage. And also a little bit while I was in grad school, because during that time, we actually moved shortly after COVID. It was like, we need more space. But we lived downtown. We lived at Riverfront. And we loved it. We had so much fun. And it was, I want to say 4 or 5 years that we lived down here. But I share all this because him and I now being in that space where we are fully parents of a 4-year-old and a 9-month-old. We're like, man, those days of us being in Detroit were so much fun. So just to this day, we take all that energy. It's just, anytime you step in the city of Detroit, my husband, he works here in the city. So him and I were back often, for events that are here in the city, business events, just, to have fun. But really the energy, the people, it's just everything. We love Detroit. Love it, love it, love it. I have family that's here as well. So we're always here. We go back and forth all the time.
Dope.
Yeah.
What you listening to right now? Anything you got in rotation?
Ooh, that is a great question. So... in rotation. No, I actually don't have anything in rotation. You're going to laugh at me. So I'm, you know what? If you want to know what was in rotation as I was on my way here, because I was driving with our 2 little ones and I'm meeting my husband so we can literally just swap cars. Our little guy, he likes the wheels on the bus. So we were listening to Coco Melon on the way here.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what's in rotation. The wheels on the bus.
You could have rapped that.
The wheels
it's on the bus go round and round.
Hey.
Skirt. Skirt. Skirt, skirt.
I love it. Oh my goodness. I love it. So that's on my rotation. Yeah.
The wheels on the bus.
Yep, wheels on the bus. What about you? You have something in rotation that you really like right now?
So I went down this rabbit hole last night listening to So me and the wife, we went out to a Juneteenth celebration party, and somebody in their mix, they played So Ambitious by Jay-Z from Blueprint 3. And it just took me back to that era. So I've been I re-listened to that album. I listened to the Black Album, which is my favorite Jay-Z album.
Oh no, that's my favorite.
Come on now. Yeah.
Black Album.
Yeah.
Oh my, yes, that's my favorite.
So it took me, I went down that rabbit hole. So that's where I'm at right now currently. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you probably really appreciated the performance that he recently had.
I ain't see it.
No?
I ain't see it. So it was at the Roots picnic, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
yes,
I went there. So
no, but you saw it online?
I saw some pieces of it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But that was for more his albums prior to me finding out about Jay-Z. I caught Jay-Z late. Like, I call
too.
Jay-Z, the Black Album was my introduction to Jay-Z.
Me too. And
Yeah.
you know what? Maybe it's just like where we were at in our lives, like
Mhm.
that age. And honestly, it was my dad. It was my stepdad. So he's a huge Jay-Z fan. So
Mhm.
that's who put me on the Black Album. And to this day, like, I love the back. Oh, yeah. Yep. I'm just thinking of the first song. I'm not gonna sing that. We're not gonna do all that. Yep. Yeah.
For sure. And are you a Coney fan at all? Coney connoisseur?
I do love Coney. We actually used to have a Coney Island so of course there's nothing that beats Coney here in Detroit.
Right.
So, Ann Arbor.
It's a couple. It's a few, here and there.
Well, way back when Ann Arbor had like everything in Briarwood Mall, there used to be a Coney in there.
Okay.
And I always wanted to go to Coney anytime we went to the mall. And I would always get chili fries. I love chili fries. So,
yep.
Yeah.
That's your Coney order is chili fries.
That's it. Yes. And I'm saying a lot with this, but back in our time, prior to us having kids, when we have those late nights, bob and hang it, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, Coney fries are the best.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It gets you back right.
Yes.
Yeah. Or a Coney breakfast to get you
right
get
again.
you to get you right
to the
again.
next level.
Yeah,
Get
exactly.
Together.
Get you all the way back together.
Yes.
And so for a Detroiter wanting to learn about Ann Arbor, what's something about Ann Arbor that you would explain to a Detroiter?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. So my little girl recently said something. We were on a drive and she was like, "Mom, it's so green, like all the trees." And I thought, it is really green, hence Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
So really enjoy like the nature of Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor has beautiful parks, beautiful trails. For my runners out there, like if you haven't been to Ann Arbor to run and you love running, hit some trails. Like the Arb is beautiful. The park right off Barton Drive, I believe it is literally Barton Park, if I'm not mistaken, is beautiful. There's just so many great parks. And of course, you have your events that come downtown, but we love just even like top of the park, Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
We're making it like a Father's Day tradition every year to go to the top of the park. And they have like a band that comes out. They have activities for the kids, but just this time of year is one of the best times in Ann Arbor, spring and summer, because you've just seen everything bloom. You went to U of M.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's beautiful. Like, what did you love? Did you have the chance to hit nature sometime?
Yeah, I'm not a nature guy.
Okay,
but
that's okay.
But yeah, I've been down to the Arbor a few times. That's probably the most involved with nature I get. But I always loved summertime in Ann Arbor because I would be taking spring and summer classes, and it's nobody on campus pretty much. No. It's super chill, and you get a chance to just be able to like walking through the Arbor, like sitting in the Arbor reading a book. It's not super hot because you know how it is in Michigan, and like that's what I miss. And then like the random summer, like when I got older and we got our own apartments, we would like throw like random barbecues. It'd just be a Wednesday. We about to go have a barbecue at the apartment. Yeah.
That was something on the grill, Yep. That's what's up. My two sisters, so I have one sister that's at U of M now. Shout out to my little sister, Bryce. And then my other sister, Samai, she's joining her at U of M as well. So Shout out to the two of them. They are doing awesome. They're thriving. I'm so happy for them. Yeah, but they're going to be some U of M alumni.
Love it.
Well,
Love
my husband is rooting for the other team. We are house divided, but that is okay.
Oh yeah, we're not even gonna speak on that.
Yeah,
we're not gonna speak on that.
So what else?
Yeah. So thank you for partaking in Freestyle Fridays. Did a great job.
Thanks to your help.
Absolutely. And so just wanted to be able to continue to understand the business journey for you. So as you mentioned, you were doing online business management and then decided to transition more so into the operations piece. Throughout this time frame, with you being able to work for yourself, working with clients, what has that process been to be able to dive into entrepreneurship, especially coming from, like you said, you were in corporate in one role specifically for almost 10 years, and then being able to have that corporate back end, but then to step out of your program and say, you know what, let me double down on what I feel like I can do, my skills, my abilities, and go do it on my own. What has that been like?
Yes, it has definitely been a journey. So, I had thought about this as I was coming back from maternity leave, because having a little one who's now 9 months, I stopped and I thought, and I'm looking at our daughter and she just turned 4. And it's like, wow, I've had this business for 3 years at the beginning of this year. And it's like there were 2 babies happening at the same time. There was Ayla and then there was this business. And it took that time. I had to take that time to even step back and say, what do I need to be successful in this business? And when I say that, Denzel, I had to stop and think outside of just the business itself. So, for example, anyone that has little ones knows that, prior to them hitting like that 6-month age, they're not really that mobile. So when I started the business around that time, it was just like, okay, you're doing everything. She could just kind of hang out, be in one spot. She got mobile. And then my mom, she came in and, was amazing with our daughter. And she was there to support. And then I realized the business is growing. And this little girl, she's getting more mobile. She's getting busy. I'm going to need some more support. And so I immediately thought, what can we do to bring in some more support? So I really started thinking of what support do I need at home? Because I sat down. Okay, this is me getting into the nerd operations side of it. But I literally had to sit down and do like a task audit. And it's something that I do with a lot of my clients when I first start with them, like looking at what do you do within the business. So I had that list. And then I realized, okay, I'm doing a lot for the business, but I'm doing even more for home as well.
Okay.
And so that is actually one of the first places where I got some support was at home. And my husband, hands down, he's amazing, 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 amazing. My husband, Esma, I love you so much. He's such an awesome dad, such an awesome husband. I just knew in order for this business to thrive, I was going to also need some support at home. So that was one of the first steps. And, I had all the support that I needed there, and that really helped me to grow the business. And then once we got pregnant with our son, I really had to stop and think as we talk about the evolution of the business, what is this going to look like when I step away? Because I had the business as something I was returning from maternity leave with our daughter. And it was fresh. It was new, But now I'm going on maternity leave and I'm thinking, what is this going to look like? So I really had to do some research. I had to conduct a lot of wonderful interviews with amazing people to think who's going to come in and support my clients on retainer. So I did a lot of that work there. And gosh, I am so grateful for them as they came in and supported my clients on retainer. And as I was coming back to the business, as I share with a lot of people, because I put stuff on hold. I put things on hold. The people that I had supporting me, even on the back end in the business, I let them, I put them on pause as well, just because I really wanted to be present as a mom. And I think as a mompreneur, balancing the two can get challenging. And returning from this maternity leave was actually even more challenging than I had originally anticipated. Because our daughter, she's now 4. So at the time she was 3. And a 3-year-old becomes a little bit more independent. And, of course they're not that independent, but they're good enough, And they start to really get into like this routine. So it was like she was going to bed. My husband and I, we have our time, chill in the evening. And then we also would have that time, if I needed it, to work a little bit later sometimes. Now that's different. We have this little boy that's here who's amazing, our little Malik. And I had to stop and think, what is going to shift? I'm going to have to change some things because the way I was working before, I can't work like that anymore. And so I found myself even sitting back and doing what I do with my clients, going back to the drawing board and saying, okay, what do we need in order for this to work at this time in my life, where I can still provide the excellent client experience for my clients so that, people that are supporting me internally, I can provide a seamless and high quality experience for them as well. So I really had to sit back and reshape some things. And I'm grateful that I did take that time to do that, because that has helped me to really modify my workflows and then also take that time, being very intentional about where my time goes now with family. That's always been at the forefront, always. As I had shared with you before, I didn't intend on ever becoming an entrepreneur, but I'm so grateful for this space because it gives me the opportunity to do that. But Denzel, I mean, at one point I thought, oh, maybe I'll just do this full-time mom thing because, doing the two, it just having now these beautiful 2 children, it was taking a little bit more than usual. So now I can say confidently, we got the systems down packed. You've got the workflows in place. I'm good to go. But it took some time, and I'm grateful that has happened because that has actually given me, honestly, the confidence even more to share that journey with other business owners to say, hey, I feel when I was coming back from maternity leave, I was quickly getting caught in the weeds of my own business. And I said, you know what? Okay, we're going to have to reset some things. Let me go ahead, reassess my business and really identify what I need at this time because there was something in me that I just thought, okay, maybe I will step back. Maybe it's not that time. But this is something that I just know it's needed. It is needed. Every single client that I work with, they talk about the transformation that just happens within their business. And it's something that I'm so passionate about. I see so many business owners walk away from their businesses. And it's not because they're not talented. It's not because they just can't operate their business. It is truly because they don't have the proper systems and processes in place to protect them, And so even when people say, oh, setting up systems and, automations, I don't want my business to feel robotic. It's not going to be robotic. If anything, it is protecting that experience that you want people to have when working with you. It actually gives you the opportunity to tap into your zone of genius. When you have that space to be creative, to be intentional about where your energy goes because you have these systems, these processes, the workflows, the automations protecting you, that's where you can grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, let's get real about business operations, especially keeping entrepreneurs in mind. And let's think about these solopreneurs, because I think based on like some of the census research, majority of Black-owned businesses are like single person, solo preneurship. So what are a lot of the things that we are getting wrong in terms of our operations that you are seeing on a consistent basis through your research, through your actual experience and working with business owners? What are some of those recurrent things that's just like, you get this right, you actually be okay?
Yeah, take a pause. So one, let me say this. Take a pause and understand the value of investing in your operations. I say that because I see it time and time again. People even told me these exact words when I first started. Oh, you could do that too? Yeah, go ahead, you do it. Yeah, you just do. Oh, they asked for that? Yeah, you go ahead, you do it. And it was like, no. When you started your business because you had one specific zone of genius. You're great at marketing. I'm not. So when people are like, oh yeah, you could do your own marketing, and all the tools that are available to us now, you hear a lot of people saying, oh, I can learn how to do that. Oh, I can learn how to do this. No, stop doing everything. As a matter
trying to save a couple dollars. Like, I can.
Yes. Invest in your business. It's your future. It's your time back. And it really, I cannot say it enough. I know I talk about protecting the experience, but protecting the experience is everything. So when I see solopreneurs, people, I've worked with them, Denzel. I have worked with people that have operated their business for over 10 years by themselves as solopreneurs, and they are successful. To everyone else, their business is beaming. It is shining. Oh, they're so successful, but their internal operations are struggling.
Mm-hmm.
So my best advice is to invest in your operations, because what it does is it sets you up for success to now, one, provide exceptional, seamless, high quality experience for your clients and for you to build a team. That is the goal. I understand there are some industries, very slim to none, where it is okay to continue to operate as a solopreneur. But when you're really looking at your business as a CEO, as a founder, which I know you talk about very often, you have a lot of people that have come here on the podcast and they've touched on this, you want to have that support. We talk about the village that you need with your family. I just explained to you, I have a whole village at home. I've even invested in adding people to that village.
Yeah.
I'm not counting on just family to come and help support. No, now we're putting a little bit more money up front, so we have that additional support. And the same thing goes for your business. You want that support. And in order to have that support, that's where you need to ensure your systems, your operations, that infrastructure is set in place. So I see it often. I do. I see it very often. And I just have to say this too, because AI has been around for some time. It's still new to a lot of people, but it's been around for a long time. And a lot of people, because of the amount of AI tools that everyone just has access to now, you do free.
It's been consumerized recently, but like you said, it's been around for a long time.
A long time. And now people are really moving into this space. Oh, I can do it. I can use AI to build it. Guess what?
That's why we get all these damn chat GPT flyers, and I'm sick of it.
Yes. And it's because everyone, they're starting to, I don't want to say everyone, but we see a great majority of solopreneurs where they are just turning their wheels using AI, to even help them, yes, with marketing. And I understand when you have a budget, that's what you just got to do.
For sure.
I get it. But, for anyone that's listening, if you are even like, well, where do I start? You can start with something as simple as saying, what do I do in my business?
Yeah.
What do I do in my business? There is a task audit. I would be happy to even share with listeners. But when you do that, it really helps you to even visually understand, where's my time and my energy going? It's breaking down, how often do you do that task? Monthly, weekly, daily basis. And there's so many other categories that go into this audit. But one of the very last things that I ask is, how much do you enjoy it? How much do you actually enjoy it? And a lot of people are operating in admin tasks that they can't stand. They can't stand it. I've seen literally clients go, 0. I am sending out invoices. 0. They don't enjoy that at all.
Yeah.
So you miss a lot of great opportunities when you continue to operate your business when it's just you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can put you on the spot.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's do a what do you call it? A task audit. Let's do a audit of the Black Fridays podcast.
Okay.
And let's see how I can get my operations better.
All right. So
I'm following your lead. You're the expert.
Okay, perfect. So with this task audit, what you're gonna do is, for example, let's list. We'll start with one task. Name one task that you do in business.
Editing.
Okay, editing. Describe this editing process to me.
So my editing process is collecting all of my files from my episodes, audio, video, etc. I'm putting that into Adobe Premiere Pro, and then I'm lining them up to be able to start editing the episode. And then I have a software that helps me do like cuts, but then I have to make sure I go back, listen to the episodes and watch it to make sure it's not anything that's weird that needs to be taken out or anything that I noted that needs to be taken out. And then I got to finalize the edit, download, upload to all the streaming platforms, YouTube, etc. And then, that is my editing process.
Okay.
In a nutshell.
Often do you do that process?
So I'm editing probably once a week, guaranteed. Unless I get once a week, pretty much.
Okay. So once a week, how long does it take you to do this task?
So I actually time myself. So about 90 minutes. If it's usually about 90 minutes.
Okay. Do you have standard operating procedures for this task? Like, do you have this documented? What you just described to me, is that documented somewhere?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How much do you enjoy doing this?
I enjoy editing, but when you got tight deadlines, you got other stuff to worry about. It's not the most fun.
Okay.
So not
0 to 10. What would you rate?
Right now, I'll probably put it at a 6.
A 6? Okay, that's not bad. Is there anyone that you bring into this process to help you?
Yes, and I'm actually looking for interns right now. So
I saw that. I saw that email.
Yeah, so hopefully by the time this episode comes out, I have somebody that be editing it for me.
Yes, bingo. And there needs to be a standard operating procedure for that.
Yes.
So the moment, I'm going to use that one example. We'll stop there.
Okay.
I would look at this. Of course, you would have many other tasks, but that being at the top of the list, I would see that and go, okay, this is exactly what it entails. You do this very often, and it takes, what you said, 90 minutes?
About 90 minutes, probably
Okay.
90 minutes to 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's no SOP for that. Standard operating procedure.
Okay.
That's one of the first things we would want to do.
Okay.
Is build out a standard operating procedure for that. Because especially with you having an intern coming in, so during that deep dive session that we have together, you would have shared that with me. Hey, Saisha, I have some interns that I want to bring in to help support me with this editing process. And so instead of you becoming the bottleneck in that process, because you're going to have interns coming to you and they're going to go, all right, I'm ready to edit. And you're going to tell them, this is what you do, this, and this. And guess what? Because it's in your head, every single step makes sense to you.
Yeah.
But when they're coming in as interns, there may be that fine little area where they go, oh, well, where do I find this particular folder?
Yeah.
Oh, what day was this noted for? Oh, wait, so how do you want this edited specific? Those little fine little questions that can hold up the process.
Yeah.
Now we're going to document that in your SOP. So that's an example of how you can have those systems so that you're not the bottleneck.
Okay.
Number 2, I want to see how much of this is your zone of genius. Okay, so a 6 is okay. It's not my favorite.
Yeah.
When I'm tapping into the zone of genius, I'm really aiming for that 8 to 10 window.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
I'm not trying to be the world's best editor at all. Like I'll learn certain things out of my own curiosity, but I have no aspirations to be the world's best editor.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I commend you because you're saying, hey, I am bringing some interns in to help support me. So, all right, we're getting you out of there. This is a task where I could say, Denzel, we're getting you out of this task. The intern's going to come in and they're going to help with this process. So that is one of the first steps that we do, is really going through the business and taking that comb and saying, ooh, what can we do to just pull you out of those weeds, and really getting you to tap into your zone of genius. And when I say your zone of genius, for anyone that isn't aware of what that is, I mean, really, what is that 8 to 10 for you?
Yeah.
And I point to you because where we're sitting right now, I can bet you money, this is probably your zone of genius. I can already tell, as I listen to you and connect with a lot of the people that you sit across from on this podcast, this is your zone of genius. This is one of those places. You have more than one. And I feel like this is one of them. So,
I agree.
all right.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So that's the task audit.
Perfect. And then what's the next phase? So implementation of what we just talked about. So a follow-up question for you. So sticking with the same example, creating that SOP. How do I do that? What does that look like? Is it just me writing down on a napkin saying what it is I do? Or how?
See, and this is why SOPs are so important, because it literally even answers those following questions like, where do I actually compose this? Do I write it on a napkin? Do I put it in Google? So as I'm working with clients, of course, they do that task audit. Something I do want to clarify is prior to us getting to that task audit step in the process, I have a 5 systems framework. And that 5 systems framework consists of that discovery, the assessment, then we go in and design, we build, and then we support. Because I can't just have you off in the wind and you don't know how to actually use all of what's just been built. So that's part of the assessment phase. During that discovery phase, that's where I really come to learn what you need.
Okay.
So you would have done a session planner prior to that strategy session. And during that strategy session, like I said, that's where we're doing that deep dive. And then I'm saying, hey, these are all the areas of opportunity for Denzel. And as we go through that, there's 2 paths that I really like to focus on. Either your client care experience is just so phenomenal, you don't even really need support there. Your CRM is just optimized. You've got all your automations, your workflows built out. You're good to go on the client care experience side. So then this is where I would tap into your internal operations that will now support you and your team. And that's where we would focus more on that project management / team management route. But I can tell you a great majority, especially for solopreneurs, start with that client care experience. We start there because, of course, this is where the money is. You don't have clients, you don't have money, you can't pay your team. So this is where we can start. Let's say we take that CRM route for you, that client relationship management tool route for you, really heightening that client care experience for you. Then, of course, that's where we take it, we build it into an action plan, and I tell you how long everything's going to take. That task audit, we've done that. And so now I have all your tasks. Now I know what does and what doesn't need an SOP. And so as you had asked, what do we do when it comes to building out this SOP? What I like to do before we actually dive into the SOP itself is build out a systems vault for you.
Okay.
So your systems vault, I store this. I give clients the option to store this wherever they want it to be. But literally every single one of my clients, we've built this in Google Drive. So I built out a systems vault for them in their Google Drive. This stores all of their templates. This stores their standard operating procedures, everything that tells anyone that's coming into the business how to operate within the business.
Okay.
Then from there, and they all have different categories, I really like to keep it with no more than 5 individual drives within that system vault. And it's really nice because everything that's built out, there are hyperlinks. So everything is connected. But when it comes to the particular SOP, we built that out, the systems vault itself. And then you know what we're going to do? We're going to go back to your workflows. So the workflows, that's your big picture. This is actually what gets missed a lot. A lot of people jump either immediately to SOPs or automation because that's what we constantly hear. Where are your SOPs? You got your SOPs? Hey, there's automation. You got your automation? Please, anyone that's listening, if you're like, oh, I need automation, let me just go ahead and start automating things. I'm going to pop in my CRM and just automate these emails. Stop. If you don't have a solid workflow, if you don't understand the big picture yet, do not set up your automations. And I will tell you why, because all you're doing is automating chaos. That's it. You're going to start to miss some things because you may not even remember what was automated because you don't have processes and workflows saying this is exactly what's automated. You may have automated emails that go out to people. And it's like, I don't know about you, but have you ever paid for something and then you get an automated email 2 days later? If you've paid this, then you can ignore. Yeah, I paid it. I don't want this email.
Right,
I paid it,
right.
So, and that's me just really coming from an operations mindset. But when you have those automated emails just going out or any automated tasks that are just going out to your team, but you don't have that overall workflow, then you are, like I said, just automating chaos. So as I have this task audit, we set up your systems vault. I really start to look at your workflow. So when it comes to your editing process, I look at that big picture of where does this fall within your workflows. There are many workflows that can happen within a business. It could be your lead management. And we start from the very beginning, from, lead management all the way to offboarding. Then, of course, when we're really going in and we're diving into if you have team members, we need to look at the workflows for them, their onboarding, their offboarding process. So you can see why we have 2 paths of your client care experience and then also your team management process as well. So that's what I would look at is those workflows. Make a long story short, I won't go too deep into this. I don't want to lose anybody here. But I build out the workflows. And then from there, that's where we start to take the automations and then also the SOPs. But the automations is one of the last steps.
Got you. That makes sense.
It is one of the last steps because that's where we can look. You want your workflows to literally, boom, this is the big picture. I can literally see, okay, we have a lead. Here is exactly how the lead is going to reach out to you. Maybe there's an inquiry form on your website. There's an automated email that goes out to them. There's an automated email that goes out to them, and then there's a nurture sequence. They don't follow up with 2 emails, all those things. Then we incorporate that into the SOP. So you can see with that task audit where I'm going through each one and I'm saying, where do some of these, it's like a puzzle piece, where do these connect with one another? Where are some tasks? Do you have some tasks that can literally be built into one SOP? Is it part of one workflow? That's what we do. Like I said, automation is the last one.
For sure.
That's the deepest I'm going to go. Like I said, I know if this isn't your jam, sometimes it's like, okay, what are we talking about? So, but that's the overall process.
And obviously you're able to customize that depending on who the person is, what their business needs are, etc.
Yes.
And I'm curious, speaking of that, what would people have to do in order to get right so that they can work with you? Because I'm assuming you're not taking any and everybody, or maybe you are. I don't know. I don't want to make assumptions for you, but what type of customers are you looking to work with? Are there certain businesses, certain industries, or criteria?
Yeah, that is a great point. Thank you so much for pointing that out. One, to go back to the customization portion, I just want to touch on that for a moment.
Yep.
There's a lot of businesses out there, and I've seen it, where you receive templates, you're getting training on setting this up yourself. That's great. That's awesome, especially if it's budget friendly for you. I'd really like to come with a customization approach because there is no single business that I've worked with thus far that is like the other. All of them are different, every single one of them. So the customization piece is so important to me because I've seen how it truly transforms my clients' business. When it comes to the, going back to the point that we made.
Criteria.
Yes. The criteria as far as who I work with, I do primarily work with service-based businesses.
Okay.
And for anyone, because I have had some people ask me, well, what does that mean? That's a business where you are literally taking your zone of genius, your level of expertise, your time, and you are literally handing that over to the client as the product itself, versus a physical product that is off the shelf and you sell that. I have worked with businesses that are in the e-commerce space. I enjoyed it, but there is something about service-based businesses that I enjoy the most. And I think it is truly because of that one-on-one, experience that you have with clients. It's just, Denzel, when I think of a client care experience, I really think of it as like bringing someone into your home. Could you imagine? Okay, let's paint this picture.
Mm-hmm.
You're coming to our house for the first time. Hey, Sage, good to see you. Oh, hey, Denzel, come on in. And you go to look down, tie your shoes, and I'm gone. Saisha, hello? Do you want me to come? Do you want me to keep my shoes on? Where'd you go? Do you want me to come to the kitchen? Hello? You're looking around and then you realize, oh, wait, let me go back and help him. That's what I'd like to think of it as. You are welcoming someone into your home. You want to be able to say, hey, Denzel, come on in. Take your shoes off. Come on into the kitchen. I got something to drink for you, something to eat. Yeah, go ahead, have a seat. I am walking you through what it feels like to be welcomed into this space.
Mm-hmm.
There are some businesses where I'm sure you can think of at least one, because I know I can't right off the back right now. There's actually one that we recently worked with, and they did some service for us, both my husband and I. And, they did an awesome job, but we had to keep following up with them.
Yep.
Why am I following up with you to tell me the status of what I am working on with you, know? And I share that specific example because they did a great job with providing the service, but the experience is what made me look and go, I don't think I'm going to refer anyone to them.
It's like that food spot that you love. The food is fire, but because I got to wait an hour and 45 minutes, this might be my first and last time here.
Yes, and we all know places like that.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And, it's just like sometimes the food is just so good, you keep coming back. But at the same time, would you refer someone? A lot of times I even think of, if someone came from out of town, would I refer to them there? No. Because they would go, do you know how long I was waiting? We could have been doing all these other things.
Right.
And so, it's time that is wasted. When I really think of people's time is so precious. And when people come to you, they are coming to your door to work with you. There are so many options out here. I mean, you can just Google and you could find people to work with. So when someone comes to your doorstep, you want to ensure that they have the most seamless, the most high quality experience when they're working with you, because you also want them to be able to say, hey, I work with so-and-so. And I think it'd be a great experience for you. But like I said, with that one example, they did the service, but we had to actually call them for them. Oh, yep, it's done. Yep, it's all done. It's good to go. Okay.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
letting
so
me know.
much.
Yeah.
So yes, yeah, yep. Service-based businesses. I know I came like full circle with that, but
Mhm.
Service-based businesses. I do advise any business that I'm working with. There have been some people that are in the stage of figuring their business out. This is where I would do a strategy session with them. If they're just truly like, you know what, I've started the business, I've operated the business for like a year, I'm really not sure where to go next. Everyone goes through a strategy session first, because a lot of times what you think you may need in your business at the time is different from what you actually need. But I share that because a lot of times when people are really figuring things out, that's where we stop at the strategy session.
Mhm.
I don't want them to go deep into an implementation where they haven't experienced a level of consistent success within the business. So I want any client where we're going to that implementation phase, I want them to be able to say, this is where I can see there's some area of opportunities. This is where I've been successful within the business. And now I'm ready to take it to the next level. I'm in that growth stage and I need support with taking it to the next level.
Love it. Love it. So, Saisha, what's in your crystal ball? What's on the horizon for you? What's on the horizon for SEI Management? Anything that you would be able to share with us about the future?
Well, one, on my way home, I'm going to listen to something other than Coco Melon. That's for sure. But crystal ball, just really being intentional. So, there's two sides of, yes, it's being a business owner, but always, 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 I am a mommy first. So when it comes to family, just ensuring that I am present for my family. That's the crystal ball. Just really making sure that I continue to grow this business in a way so that I have that flexibility and the room to continue to be present with them. And when it comes to the business, to expand the reach that I would love to have with a lot of businesses. As I had shared with you in the beginning, working in that retainer scope, I've worked with some amazing clients. And believe it or not, Denzel, I've worked with a lot of people out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And you know why? Because I had my first two clients, they were literally from Tulsa. I'm in the online space, so I can just connect with people online. And I did a great job. And they said, hey, I got someone I want to refer to you. And then it just kept trickling.
Yeah.
So it's been very much so referral based, which has been awesome. However, in that time, I've worked with clients on retainer. And so now I'm looking forward to opening this space to really even working with clients in that implementation phase and saying, hey, now we can even take it a step further in that implementation phase. You need continuous support. Let me help you bring those people in.
Yeah.
And then guess what? You can fly. And then, we go from there. But that's what I'm really looking forward to, just seeing the growth that, will continue with people, even here in Michigan, throughout Metro Detroit, just connecting with so many other business owners and learning. Growing just next to so many other amazing business owners. Someone recently was talking to me and they're like, I was at an event and they're like, oh, as you're at this event, seems like you really have things figured out for your business and you don't really need anything. And I just thought to myself, I don't think that's ever true as a business owner. You always need something, whether that's knowledge, whether that's finances, whether you need connect, you always are going to be needing something. It's just part of growth. And so that is something that I look forward to over the next few years, is just networking with more people, connecting with people, really being part of a community of learners. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Very dope.
Yeah.
And so for the folks who are looking to be able to tap in with you, possibly do that task audit and to understand how they might be able to work with you or follow your journey, where can they find you? Where can the people get in touch with you?
So you can find me on Instagram under SEI Management. And then I'm also on LinkedIn, Saisha Ishag-Osman. And the website is SEI Management as well. That is where I'm at. And when you go on there, you may even see, I'm not always on there, but I will check it often. I am just so deep into the operational hospitality of my clients, my business. Like it's truly, you are a marketing genius. So that's why I brought people in to support me there. But those are my spaces where you can connect with me.
For sure.
Yep.
Well, Saisha, it was great to have you on the platform today. And like I said, we got a chance to, or like we talked about, got a chance to meet earlier this year, and then sitting here learning more about your business and your expertise in this space in terms of operations definitely has been helpful. Appreciate the mini consultation as well. I'm going to take that into account, especially as I get ready to onboard these interns, because it's going to be a game changer for me. So, and starting to think about how to scale. So we appreciate you coming by the podcast today.
Yes, and thank you so much for having me, Denzel. And I wish you many more years of success. This podcast has been awesome.
Appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you. And everybody watching and listening, we're going to tap in with y'all soon. Peace.